Thank you all for joining us for another CyberSmart 2025 Speaker Spotlight with none other than Chad Rychlewski.
And I hope I got that right a second time.
Perfect.
Okay, perfect. I'm glad. All right. And so he was one of our speakers from our CyberSmart 2025, our session 2, where we had our cybersecurity and education session. And so I know this is after the session, but Chad, tell us about you and also tell us about your experience on CyberSmart.
Yep. So, hi, everyone. Chad Rychlewski, calling from Durham, North Carolina. So to give you the elevator pitch of where I'm coming from, I've always been in consulting, always been in security, always been in cyber. I started my career in another state at another company within IT audit. Since 2013, I've been with Accenture doing cybersecurity. For the past 6 years now, I've been in public service, so working with state, local, higher education, K through 12 institutions around cybersecurity. And as a part of that, I saw what we were doing at the institutional level, and then started having children myself going to these schools, and had a lot of conversations with parents around cybersecurity once they found out what I did for a living. So my colleague and I decided one day over coffee that we needed to do something about that. We needed to help educate and scale the conversation with parents. So we wrote a book called Cybersecurity Parents, CyberSmart Parenting. The company that we spun up before that is called CyberSecurity Parents. That's kind of what we talked about a little bit on your call the other day, and it was a great session that I was on. So thanks for hosting that.
Oh, my pleasure. My pleasure. Actually, I was just talking with another one of the speakers, and one of the things we were talking about is kind of breaking down the silos. It's like, there's a lot of people in there, they're doing different things, but I feel like it's a great opportunity to come together and to be able to make an impact on a bigger scale. And so I thank you for even joining us. This was an awesome opportunity. And so tell us how you were able to, so CyberSmart, it was funny how we even met. How did you hear about CyberSmart 2025?
So that's the funny thing is the book is called CyberSmart Parenting. So I'm obviously going around Googling CyberSmart and looking for things that share a similar wording, and I found your organization and your thing that you're doing this month, which is great. But that's really kind of how I found it. It's a great way to look at how we're all trying to get involved in October in Cybersecurity Awareness Month, and I like the CyberSmart theme that I'm seeing more this year. And there's definitely a lot more CyberSmart and kid-friendly activities that I'm seeing across many different platforms. So it's really cool to see the Cybersecurity Awareness Month evolve and how many people are actually getting active during this month.
Who are actually really participating in it. I think that's great as well. And some of the things, tell us about what's in your book and you said it's for cybersecurity, it's CyberSmart for parents. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Sure. So one of the things when we wrote this, it is thin, and that is on purpose. It's 84 pages, and it's very human readable, simple to understand. What we saw when we came up with the idea was there was a hole in the market until we filled it around that simple language type of book. What you'll find from cybersecurity experts is like 250 pages of big words and acronyms that half the time, the common person that's reading it's going to be like, well, I got to go look that up because I have no idea what they're talking about. But really breaks it down simply. And we use the words tactical and practical a lot because every one of the short chapters ends with 4 steps of something that you can do that takes 5, 10, 15 minutes. But it's to help parents not feel overwhelmed and really understand the basics in hygiene. If you're looking at this from like a Center of Internet Security, CIS controls and like the basic hygiene that those controls have, this is even simpler than that. What's a password? Why do I need it? How to use haveibeenpwned.com to see what my digital footprint looks like. It's a base education for parents, but also has those steps to like reduce anxiety of what's going on with their kids and their data.
Okay, well, since you brought that up, because that was going to be my next question, is because there's already anxiety just with the adults trying to figure out what to do to keep themselves safe. How do we open up that conversation with our children so that way, we can help keep them safe too? Because again, a lot of students in, K-12 students are on the internet, they're using these devices, they're on social media. How do we open up that conversation between parent and child?
Good question. I'm learning how to do this along with how I'm having these conversations. So my oldest is 8. He's in second grade. And a lot of parents don't know that in first grade, most kids are getting Chromebooks. So like he doesn't go home and talk to me about that. I only knew that because I was working with the Department of Public Instruction and I understood what their go-to was with first grade. And that's when we introduced Chromebooks. But kids don't come home and talk about that. So you have to ask them what type of technology they're using at school, ask them how they're using it. I took that down the, hey, what's your password? And he he just told me what his password was. And I was like, okay, let's talk about the fact that that's a secret. And you should be comfortable telling your father that. But when your classmate asks for your password or your classmate asks to use your computer, you shouldn't do that because in the adult world, we don't do that. If you don't ask, they're not going to tell you, especially a little boy. Like they're there to have fun. What's your favorite activity? Lunch and playground, right?
Exactly.
Unless you talk to them, they're not gonna tell you.
Oh no, that's awesome. Now I saw too on your LinkedIn that you've been posting a lot of different activities. Tell us some of the activities that you've been posting. Those are really cool.
Yeah, and that's something that folks should feel free to go back in time. It was starting on October 1st, if that was on Monday. It's Monday through Friday. We were posting activities from a book that we were building. So it's 10 different activities that are Halloween themed, witches, ghouls, ghosts, and that type of thing. But it's printable pieces of paper that you can, or use a tablet and fill it out with a pencil, that a parent could take out of school with their kids and walk through a simple activity to understand cybersecurity from that fun Halloween perspective. At the end of that, there's a little certificate where you fill in their name because kids love certificates and ribbons and prizes. But we've been able to essentially package that up into PDF form. And I've got a little shoot me your email on our website, cybersecurityparents.com, and we'll send you that PDF for free just so you can have fun with that.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Make sure. So we have to send that email address again so that way our audience can capture that.
Yes. So the website is cybersecurityparents.com, and there's a resources page that you can go to, or just feel free to email info@cybersecurityparents.com, and I'll get that on one of my many devices and make sure to take the PDF out to you.
Oh, that's so cool. Thank you. Now, because we still have a few more minutes, I wanted to pick your brain about what are some of the threats that you're seeing that are that parents and children should be aware of.
Yep. I'm going to go a little bit older than my kids now because Roblox is a thing. And there are some really good dark videos out there that can teach parents the dangers behind Roblox and the things that you shouldn't be able to do if you create an 8-year-old profile and the things that you're able to see. It's a money-making machine at the end of the day. So if your kids are using it, we need to explore how to lock it down. There are definitely parents that will let their kids use it, but they need to be aware of data privacy. They need to be aware of the types of chats and people that their kids are engaging with. Or if you're like me, my kid's just not going to use that, right? Right off the bat, he's not going to use it. But before I say no, because it's not about me making rules and making hard and fast, no, you can't do that. If I give my child a device, it's my device that he's borrowing. So when it comes to punishment or I have to take it away for the night, I'm taking my device back, not taking his property.
Exactly.
Same goes with first floor. So I have a house that, like most people do, if you have 2 floors, the first floor is communal and the bedrooms are. Devices don't leave the first floor. I see no need for a device to go into your room at night so you can be up all night on a screen doing who knows what, especially when you get to the age of like group chats and Instagram and Facebook things where cyberbullying comes into play. It's just best to have that monitoring capability on the first floor. And then it's less of like, I'm watching your every move type of parenting helicopter like I grew up with.
In general, and that's part of the house rules that we all follow. Exactly. I love that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. All right. Well, so robots, that's a big thing. Is there any other last minute things for Cybersecurity Month that you would like to share that you didn't have an opportunity to share during our actual session?
Sure. If I don't always plug the book, I'd be doing myself a disservice and everyone else. But the book's normally $15.99 on Amazon. You can get it for $9.99 the rest of October. We're going to be releasing a Kindle version on November 1st. I've had to explore alternative production because it's print on demand outside of Amazon. So there'll be more on the website of how folks can get bulk orders too. And the last thing I would say is another thing that we do is we're starting to have conversations with schools. So we've been invited to talk to, and what I just posted this on LinkedIn the other day is my child's school asked me to come in, and then another friend's school asked me to come in and talk as well. A school out in California wants us to talk to the PTO, PTA, and then another school wants us to come actually talk to the students. So we're open to having those conversations, and I know it's really hard for parents to get involved, especially ones that don't have time or aren't in tech at all. We're trying to make time where we can, nights, weekends, days off if we have to. I want to be able to get out there and help. So the scaling goes past the book. If anyone wants us to have those conversations, please feel free to reach out. I'm happy to have it.
That's awesome. Well, Chad, it was a pleasure being able to talk with you today and having you on CyberSmart 2025. And I just, I want to make sure that everybody go check out it's CyberSmart Parenting, right? That's the name of the. All right, go check out CyberSmart Parenting. It's on Amazon, but check the website to see how you can get your bulk orders as well. And thank you so much. I hope you have an amazing rest of the month, Cybersecurity Awareness Month, and reach out to us anytime. Have a great day.
Thank you so much.